All right, hey guys, so we are going to do exactly what we did the other day where we're going to draw some place value discs and then we're going to solve it using our standard algorithm. Like I have said before, we are actually not going to always have to draw these pictures. It's just more for you to understand. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and put this into my place value chart. I have 5/10, so I'm going to draw 5/10 here to show me what I have in my tenths column. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths. I'm going to divide it by 2. So I'm going to see how many groups of 2 can I have. Well, I can have 1, 2. So I'm going to put this in. I have 1 left. So what I need to do is I need to turn that into a 10, because remember, whenever I break something down, I'm going to turn it into a 10. And remember, if I needed to regroup, I'm going to count up groups of 10 to be able to regroup it going the opposite way on my place value chart. So I'm going to turn this into 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, see how many groups of 2 I can make. And if I count this up, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have no more left over, so I don't need to regroup this. So now we're going to come over to our standard algorithm, and I'm going to look to see, can 2 go into 0? No, it can't. So I'm going to do 0 times 2 is 0 equals 0. And what I'm going to do before I move on is I want to put that decimal point up at the top. I'm going to bring down my 5. 2 can go into 5 how many times? 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay. Now, I cannot have a remainder, because your decimal is actually acting as the remainder. So you should never end a problem that has a decimal in it. You should never end it with anything but 0. So what I can do is I can add a 0 up here. This doesn't change the value. No matter what, it's going to be this the same thing. I could add 5, 6, 7 different zeros, and it's not going to change anything. This just helps me to continue dividing it out and making my answer be as precise as I can. So I'm going to bring this 0 down. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10, so I can subtract it. 10 minus 10 is 0. So if I check, I've got both of my answers are correct. So this answer is 25 hundredths. Okay. So moving on down here, I'm going to put this into my place value. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm going to divide this by 4. So I want to see how many groups of 4 I can have. Well, I've got 1 group of 4 here. I cannot do any more. I'm going to add that decimal. This 0 I'm going to have to regroup, or this place value disc I'm going to have to regroup into 5, 9, 10. So now I'm going to have 17. So I'm going to group them into 4. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 4. So then I'm going to come over here, and I've got to take this one that I have left over, and I need to regroup it or change it into 10. I'm going to count how many groups of 4 I can get. Okay. So I can get 2. I have 2 left over. So because I have 2 left over, I actually have to draw 10 for this one and 10 for this one. Okay, so 10 plus 10 is going to be 20. Okay, so I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's that second one, because I'm regrouping both of these. If you only put 10 here, you're not regrouping both of them, because remember, we had 2 left over. So now I can figure out how many groups of 4 am I going to have. If I were to count, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 groups of 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and come over here to this standard algorithm. I know that 4 can go into 5 one time. 1 times 4 is 4, so 5 minus 4 is 1. I'm going to bring my 7 down, and before I move on to anything, I'm going to go ahead and put this decimal point right here. And now I can figure out 4 can go into 17 how many times? 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. Okay. 7 minus 6 is 1. Now remember, because I can't have that remainder, I'm just going to have to keep adding zeros until I do not have any thing left over. So I'm going to bring down that 0. So now 4 goes into 10 2 times. Make sure that that 2 does stay above that 0. So 4 times 2 is 8. So I'm going to subtract 8. 10 minus 8 is going to give me 2, because remember I can do my problem like this. So 10 minus 8 is 2. Can't have that remainder, so I'm going to add another 0, bring that down. 4 goes into 25 times, so 5 times 4 is 20. That equals 0. So then my answer for this problem is going to be 1 and 425 thousandths, and it does match up to what I had. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the back side of this paper on the next video.